Good evening, family. This is Joe checking in for the No Picks podcast.
What up? What up? This is Ty. We're gonna react to this video in real time. We would love some engagement. Like, subscribe, comment, and I think we should just get right to it and give our thoughts.
This one is a doozy, so please chime in. Let us know what y'all feel. All right, let's get at it.
I expect a man to pay for the date. Yes, the whole entire date. That includes my Uber to the date and my Uber back to my house. If you are a man that I'm interested in, I want to see that you can provide for me. I want to see that you can afford an Uber ride. I want to see that you can afford a nice dinner date. Like, can you afford basic things? Because if you can't afford dinner and an Uber, my transportation, you certainly can't afford kids. You certainly can't afford a house. You certainly can't afford my bills. And I got bills to
Bruh.
I'll let you have that at first.
Can you afford a dietitian? Can you afford a fitness trainer? Like where we gonna be eating at? It better be some like vegan spot or something. Like what are you talking about? Like
Right.
what is it with these shorties out here built like fridges and Capri Suns talking about some shit that men got to do for them? Like shorty, like who would even take you out on a date? You know what I mean? Like this clip is ridiculous, bro. This is part of the problem that's happening with some women, and especially I guess we'll call them modern women nowadays, bro. But
Right.
like, what do you think, bro? You doing all this? You paying for her Uber? You paying for all this shit for
Absolutely,
shorty?
absolutely not. Let me just say this, right? This is like my third or fourth time seeing her in a different video, right?
Right.
Like her face is very familiar. I don't know her name, but like she always kind of puts out the same kind of content. Like dudes need to treat me this kind of way, pay for this, pay for that, right? This is my whole thing with her in particular, right? If this is Brittany Renner, if this is Megan Good, I don't know. If this is, I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean? If this is SZA, maybe, you know what I mean? There's no conversation. Like it doesn't even make World Star. It's not on social media because it's not really
Right.
news. Because women
Right.
that look a certain way require a certain type of treatment, and that's just understood. It's been
Right.
understood since the goddamn beginning of time, right? Like, but there's a math problem on her end, right? Like like the way she looks divided by her expectations, this shit ain't mathing. Like
It's
you
not
like
mathing, bro.
it's not mathing, bro. Like it's like no, you don't get that kind of treatment. Now there are some. You remember high school? There are some women who you wouldn't even approach because like, yo, you know what? She got dudes, taking her back and forth from school. She got dudes buying her sneakers all the time, which is normally older guys. You know, what I mean, it was probably in my high school that was like that, but I'm sure it's the same in yours. The really, really pretty ones, they get certain privileges that the regular and ugly chicks don't.
Right.
There's a hierarchy, there's a pecking order to this shit in every
Right.
situation. And I think social media has kind of put the game into a different phase where it's like, okay, well, the regular looking women, right? The average looking women, and listen, I've dealt with average women my whole life, right? Like average looking women and the below average looking women think that they're on par with the top of the top.
Right.
There's levels to this shit. Like
Right.
like in high school, let me ask you a question. You think in high school she was dealing with the dude that might go to the league, or the
No.
dude that was like, I mean, like
Captain of
killing
the
it out
football
there, captain of the
team
football
or
team, getting all?
no,
No, you was not.
no,
You dealt
no.
with the dude that would deal with you. And if
Right.
you did deal with the dude that was on the top of the food team type shit, he didn't look at you the same way he looked at the women that were ranked above you. And like,
It was
there's a
easy.
ranking system. There's a goddamn pecking order with men and women.
Right.
But I think
Right.
men still realize, like, yo, there's a pecking order. If you and I are in a room with 100 dudes, we look around, we kind of get where
We
our
know where
place
we
is.
at.
We know where we are in the pecking order. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. This dude probably gonna get at this type chick and whatever. And like the range of women that you can get with based off of the guys that are around, right?
Absolutely.
How does she look in the mirror and be like, yo, I can demand what Brittany Renner demands? That's why this shit is viral. If you feel what I'm saying? If Brittany Renner is saying this ain't even on World Star because niggas is like, of course. That's just kind of like, that's like
Yeah.
the sky is blue. Like, I
Can't
already
stand her, but she bad as shit. I
she
can't
bad
stand
as
her,
shit,
but
right?
she
Like, she
bad.
sneak
Right.
crazy
There's
as
no
hell.
question.
But like now, are you gonna wipe her? Who knows? Probably not, right? Like, you're not right. But
Don't pull a PJ.
Is she super bad? Yeah, she's super bad. And if
Right.
she say this, you don't think nothing of it. You're like, of course, bitch. Like, I wouldn't even dream of not taking you to Morton's. I wouldn't even dream of not sending you an Uber. Fuck,
Yeah.
I'll fly you out. You think this shit gets flown out?
Yo, there was an interview with her a while ago when she was on some kind of like show talking about her views and her opinions. I don't know if it was like a day talk show or some shit
Right.
like that, but she's sitting on a seat and like her buttons, her shirt couldn't even stay together. And you could see her gut, like the button was fighting for dear life with that gut that was just protruding. And I'm like, who is taking you out? And this is why I got to ask you, do you think some of it falls on the men who have entertained her and given her that value? Because I think men be out there smashing anything left and right,
Of
and
course.
it starts blowing their heads up about how
Yes.
much they actually are capable of obtaining and keeping. You know what I mean? It starts
Right.
inflating their egos because
No. Right.
some men will smash anything, bro.
I
I
agree.
blame it
I
on some of
agree.
these dudes.
I agree. It's 100%. I blame the men, right? I blame the men because a woman like this kid to say this shit and not and say can say it seriously. I believe that she's
Yeah.
serious. You know, when she's saying this, I don't think she's joking at all, right? I blame the
That's
men
crazy.
because that's it. You like you said, men will hit anything, right? So take all right. If you hit up 10 women on like a dating app or Instagram or whatever,
Yeah.
there are some of them that are going to be really, really pretty. There are someone that's going to be average. Someone's going to be like, but each one of those 10 women have a place to you, right?
Right.
True or false, right?
It's true.
So there's going to be some of them that you like, damn, she's very, very beautiful to you, right? She's very, very beautiful. I would, take her out, take her in public,
Right.
Wife her, etc.
Right.
Have kids with her. These are the ceiling for her, right?
That's wifey. That's
But
wifey
there's
type.
some of them. There's a good portion of them that are like, yo, your ceiling is going to a cheap Days Inn and having sex with me without anybody knowing, and me bringing a goddamn 20 piece from McDonald's for us to split while we're having sex throughout the night. Like, and that late night rendezvous after you hanging out with me or your homies at getting some bars and getting some drinks in Center City. You don't tell me that. You probably like, bro. All right, I see you.
Right.
I'm going home. Hey, Joe, I see you later, bro. All right, bro. I'm going home. Have a good night. You go home. You go to Days Inn. You meet this chick. The chick that's on the video. You meet her. Y'all watch TV. Y'all have sex. Y'all might have some drinks. Y'all do what y'all do. But the point is, it's in like the dark, the dead of night. You're not taking her. You're not singing her Uber. She got to get to the Days Inn on her own. She got to figure it out. Whether it's a train, a bus, horse, fucking I don't know, like fucking velociraptor, whatever it is.
Right, bro.
Like, but for her to be like, okay, cool, but like, it's killing me because like this internet shit really is. I think, listen, it really affects women more than men because men, even though social media shit exists, men know where we stand. Women pretend that they don't know where they stand.
Right.
Like
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like the baddest one is treated the same as the one that's a 10, right? Just use the number scale. I know it's controversial, right? But let's just use it because that's the most universal thing that we can use, right? Like we can't just be like, oh, I see her spirit, right? You can't break spirit, right? Like, so say the women that's a 10 and the woman that's a 1, they all think they get treated the same, and that's never been the goddamn case.
It's never been the same
in human history, bro.
It's never been the same, bro. It's never, and the thing, and what also makes it worse for women, especially women like this, is that the game has changed and that men have become more enlightened. Like men are becoming more aware about the fact that women do have a rotation. Some women do have a rotation. That some women will just date you and won't even have relations with you. They just go out there for a free meal, might not even call you again, might even ghost you. Men know that, men know that some women are playing these tricks now, and that the dating game is rigged and heavily favors women. So with that in mind, it's like, shorty, you're asking for all the things I want for you. You got to get out of me. But I'm like, what do you have? First of all, you don't even pass the fitness test. First of all, men are extremely visual. You don't even pass the fitness test. Like, you built like Lizzo with a Squidward face. Like, you don't even pass the fitness test, but you expecting all this shit that you want. Chicks that look like her in my reality in the past, they would bribe me, bro. They would try to buy me things. You want some Jordans? That's all some Jordans. They look good on you. We want to go out to eat. It's on me. Like, shorties shorties will pay. You can ride my whip. It's okay. You know what I mean? You could just take it, just bring it back. You fill it up. You know what I mean? But shorty, they try to bribe shorties who look like her. In my reality, they're the ones who try to bribe you and get you to, and try to spend money on you. Like, you say I believe that she believes the words that are coming out of her mouth.
Absolutely.
But I'm telling you, it's cap, bro. I don't think it's millionaires or six-figure niggas like walking around to try to pick her up and wine and dine her.
She's gonna be on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, world star for the next 30 years talking this shit. Because ain't no nigga she talking about gonna be willing to date her. Because a nigga with them type of resources that's moving like that, that's rich and
it's
all this
crazy.
Shit, is gonna get. I hate to keep bringing her up, but she's the most popular person in pop media right now. That you can, or Carly B, right?
Right.
Or
Shout out to Cardi.
I mean, right? You're not getting
Ice
the dude,
Spice.
the dude, Ice
You know what I
Spice,
mean?
the dude with them type of resources ain't getting her. Like you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you are
Right.
lucky to be taken to like Red Lobster at an
Right.
odd hour, right? Like
Right.
you ain't on that. You not like there's levels to this shit, and you are not of that ilk of women that could do that shit. And put it this
Yeah.
way: what the fuck do you think her goddamn prom pictures look like? Do you think she was with the dude that was it, or you think she was with the, or you think she went with her cousin because she couldn't find a fucking date?
She probably went stag. Is that the term when you go by yourself?
I never even heard of that before.
That's when you go without a date.
Right? She probably asked some dude, right? She probably asked some dude in high school, "Hey, you want to go to prom with me?" That nigga was like, you know what? I would, but I'm not going." And then that nigga went with somebody else.
Anyone was somebody
It was
else.
like, you
I thought
went
you wasn't
like,
going. What had
yeah,
happened
like,
was
well, yeah, my mom said this. She got sick. You know what I mean? I'm a Pisces, so you know how it
it's
is. I'm a
crazy, bro. It's crazy,
get
and
out
and
of here.
and just to add a little more context, I know the Godfather, rest in peace. I'm going to reference him a lot because I miss him and I love him. But he said that part of the problem is that the tens, the eights, and the nines got scooped up. So then what happened was the sevens, the six, and the fives that are all left around. He calls them the queens of average. So
Uh,
basically, because the tens, the nines, and the eights are already wiped up and scooped up, the ones who are
right,
already high value women, they already got scooped up and they're married. So all the other chicks is floating around with this highly inflated sense of ego because
yeah,
now
yeah,
they're the ones that's just lingering around. So they're at
right,
the top of the food chain now because the eights and nines and the tens, you know what I mean, is already taken up. So now
right.
you got these average women, which I'm not using that in a bad
It's
term.
insanity,
Average
bro.
is fine. The overwhelming majority of people, but you have, and that chick in the video is not average. She's way below average.
You are
Her
definitely below
face is
average.
swole
Yeah,
like the chick who got hit with a brick, and she didn't even get hit
yeah,
with a brick. Like that's how
right.
bad Shorty is.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the leftovers are now trying to fight for like they're trying to fight to be at the top of the pecking order. But it's like, but you guys are the leftovers. Y'all the ones
all
that
right,
know.
so
You know what I mean? Like,
right. No, I agree. We gotta wrap this
bruh.
up, right? But let me just say this. Let me just make this last comment. Put it this way: if you want to talk like this, you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, "Hey, if I was in Miami, could I be on a yacht for free?" If the fucking answer is no, no, can I be invited to a yacht? Not a plus one, not because your homies
Right.
went. They were just like, yo, you know what? We can't.
Yeah.
Let's bring Bronquisha. No.
No.
If you can't be invited to a yacht, if you can't be on Rick Ross's yacht, you can't be on Nick Cannon's yacht, you can't be on, I don't know, insert the goddamn famous person, right? If you can't be on there popping bottles with them, looking good in a bikini, jumping off the fucking boat with clear water, you can't demand this shit. It ain't within your that's not your caliber. That's not your
Bruh.
level. Like I
It's
say, I keep
fellas.
bringing Brittany Renner up because she can be on a goddamn boat and niggas would be like, oh
Right.
okay, that's
I
not
know.
news.
I know.
That's not news.
Anybody tell you I can't support what PJ Washington did, but I understand.
I understand, bro. Like you may knocked her up. It is what it is, right? Like any nigga, and me or you would have made that same. I'd have been like, listen, I'm the
Bruh.
raw dog of this. I'm
Well,
sorry.
listen,
Like,
fellas, in the comments, would you take Squidward? I mean, sorry, would you take Shorty from the video out? Like, would you take her out? Would you pay for the Uber? Be very honest and let us know what you think. Be respectful, but let us know what y'all think. Comment on the video because this is ridiculous, bro. The
right?
delusion is out of this world. So we just want to react to this one, give you a little bit of taste of it. Please let us know what you feel. Like,
Yeah.
comment, subscribe, stay active, keep showing love, and come back and tune in again, y'all. Peace.
Check out.
Hey,